16 years. That's how long Viktor Orban held power in Hungary. And last night, it all came crashing down. The man who called himself the champion of illiberal democracy, the man who openly admired Putin, the man who blocked billions in aid to Ukraine, he lost. And not by a little. He got swept out in a landslide. So, how does this mean for Europe? And what does it mean for the war in Ukraine? Let's talk about it. Hungarian voters turned out in the greatest number since the fall of communism in 1990s, and they had one mission to remove Viktor Orbán. The opposition leader, Péter Magyar, ran on a simple platform: fight corruption and bring back Hungary into European mainstream. And it worked. With nearly 90% of the votes counted, Magyar's Tisza party secured a supermajority, more than two-thirds of 199 seats in the parliament. That is not just a win, that is a political earthquake. And Orban, he quickly conceded defeat, calling it a painful result. And on the streets of Budapest, people were blaring car horns and chanting, Russians go home, a phrase that echoes Hungary's 1956 anti Soviet uprising. Now, that tells you everything about the mood in the country right now. Now, here's why the rest of Europe is celebrating this. Orban was not just a difficult leader. He was actively working against European Union from the inside. He repeatedly used his veto to block decisions that require unanimity, and most recently, he blocked a 90 billion euro EU loan to Ukraine. He was frankly one man wrecking ball inside the bloc. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen responded to the result by saying Hungary had chosen Europe, adding that the union grows stronger now. That is a genuine relief from Brussels, actually. Now, Magyar's supermajority, it now gives his government the power to amend the very constitution that Orban rewrote to consolidate his own power. The courts, the state media, the electoral system, all of it can now be rebuilt. And crucially, undoing Orban's changes will be central to unlocking roughly 17 billion euros in frozen EU recovery that funds Brussels had within the rule of law concerns. So, this is also a signal to a broader far right movement across Europe. The key takeaways, as one analyst put in, is the realization that even Viktor Orban's regime was not foolproof, and that is the possible to fall from power, even in a hybrid authoritarian state. And then there is Ukraine. This might be the most consequential part of all. Orban was Putin's only real friend inside the European Union. He blocked weapons, he blocked aid, he even blocked sanction extensions. He gave Moscow a veto over EU unity by simply sitting in a room and saying no. His ouster comes despite active Russian attempts to interfere in the elections, and it strips Kremlin of a key ally. Now it complicates Moscow's ability to divide Europe from within. So Ukraine can now hope to see Hungary's new leader withdraw Budapest's current veto on 90 billion euros worth of EU financial aid for Kyiv, as that money has been stuck because of Orban alone. With Magyar in power, that blockade is likely gone. Although this does not end the war overnight, we know, but it will remove one of Russia's most useful tools, the ability to paralyze Europe from within. For Zelensky, it is badly needed political win at the moment when Western support has felt shaky. Viktor Orban spent 16 years telling Hungarians that the EU was the enemy, that Brussels was corrupt, and that West could not be trusted. Yesterday, Hungarians looked at all of it and they vetoed and they voted for Europe anyway. So, whatever happens next, one thing is clear: the political map of the continent just shifted, and the Kremlin woke up this morning with one fewer friend. Subscribe for more updates.